So yesterday I had a service call because at 12 on a Sunday, because the customer called saying there was a leak under their kitchen. When we arrived, we determined the supply hose bursted, and I don't have the exact supply hose because right now they're restoration companies right there, and they like to keep for insurance and purpose. They like to keep the what bursted for evidence sometimes. So I don't have the exact one. But like I tell a lot of people, if you look at the manufacturer, obviously these don't have it. Has a rating, obviously at a certain, unless it's like an air hose that is like for a heavy duty equipment. Those things are rated for like 300 psi. But a regular supply line, even if you look at your fridge line, a regular supply line, it's probably going to be rated max at 110, 120, and all this varies. And I tell people, like, look, if you actually go and read the manufacturer, which no one does because you're not going to go and read the supply line rating for your fixtures. Well, that's what happened yesterday. It bursted. And when we're here back, obviously we fixed the leak yesterday and replaced 2 angle stop and the supply hose that bursted. But once we tested their pressure regulator, this is the old one, we're installing the new one, this thing was at 110 psi. Even though it's not like, oh, once this thing fails, your plumbing is gonna explode. But you do realize there's a reason why manufacturers have ratings. You know, you can't fill up a tire with 200 psi of air. There's ratings everywhere you go. There's ratings. And sometimes what I like to do when I'm in an area, I like to talk to the neighbors and like, yo, have you replaced your pressure regulator? The solar industry has ruined like door to door, and contractors talking to homeowners. Some of them are like, don't even talk to me, I'm not even interested. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to save you money. Like right now, his kitchen got flooded and there's water damage. It's cheaper to hire me right now to do maintenance on your house. And like I said, most of the time, most homeowners don't know that this is just maintenance. And I always tell homeowners, dude, I would change this thing every 5 years because there's a lot of things that vary that makes it fail. So basically right here, think about it as a shock. There's a spring right here that compresses and reduces, and this is how you control it. You tighten this or loosen it to determine how much pressure you want. And over time, you can see all the corrosion. And this house does have a water softener, but most of the time the pressure regulator is before the water softener, and the water is not softened enough, and inside all this gets frozen and stuck. And that's why I always tell customers, because they're like, we just replaced this not too long ago, and they said they replaced this at the same time their water heater. So I saw their water heater is about 7 years old, so they replaced this 7 years ago. The thing about this is you don't know when this thing is gonna fail. And like I said, then you have supply hoses in your house that are over 15-20 years, and then you're running over 110 psi on them. Obviously they're gonna fail. And like I said, this is just proper maintenance. So I try to tell people, like, hey, is it really gonna explode your pipes? Yeah, like there's a reason there's ratings. If this thing was rated for 200 psi, it shouldn't be a problem. But obviously it's not, and this is why every house has one of these, and you're supposed to replace them. I recommend every 5 years, depending on your water conditions. If you have pretty good water, they last about 10 years. But just to be safe, it's like I say every 5 years, just replace it.
Well, I'm glad you can see it.
Yeah, that's. Did all of them burst at the same time? Yeah. It's hard to tell, but your supply line bursted.
You should turn it on.
Yeah, she could turn it off.
Turn it off. Yeah, turn it off again.